Hello and welcome to Through the Farmgate. This is episode 5. You're very welcome here at Kindale Donkeys in Ballynahinch, Northern Ireland. Normally we would be going around nursing homes with the donkeys and doing a bit of therapy work or taking the carriages out, but since lockdown unfortunately we cannot leave the yard, so we are bringing the yard to you. We've been keeping you up to date on what things have been getting on with, what the animals have all been at, and we've had such lovely comments, so very welcome to any new viewers, and a massive thank you to all continued viewers. Without your comment and support and subscribing to YouTube and all, it lets us know that you really enjoy it, and you're going to get a visit there from Watson. Hello Watson. This week we will be following as we train Sonny. Sonny is one of our new boys. He's finished his 3 weeks of quarantine and he'll be introduced to Mumford. We also are up at our grandmother's house and we were cutting down a dead tree for her, so you see how we get on there. And and we also, my mum is planting some herbs in our little herb garden. You'll get to see how we've managed that. Hope you enjoy it. Let us know, like and subscribe on YouTube and comment please, and tell your friends, and let us know if you get on. I'd like to do a wee shout out to Hollygate Nursing Home in Carryduff. We visited them sort of last year quite often, and we do miss getting out to see you guys, and enjoy. We met Sonny a few weeks ago, coming up 3 weeks actually. Before he came here he didn't have a lot of human contact. He had met people over the fence, he got fed, but he was not used to being poked and prodded as the donkeys here would be. As he's coming up to 3 weeks here, his quarantine will be finished and he's showing no ill signs of health. That way we know we're safe to introduce him to the rest of the group. What we're likely going to do is get Mumford, who is due to be weaned, who's 9 months, the same age as Sonny here, and we're hoping that the pair of them will chum up and they will spend their time in the paddock together. We recorded a wee while ago that Sonny, what we were doing was going over him and stroking him, petting him, touching his legs, touching his face, touching his back, all bits he maybe wasn't comfortable with to begin with. So now we're going to start halter training him. So he had a halter when he arrived, but we held on to it. He was not happy. He was rearing, he was jumping, he really didn't like the feeling of it. So what we're going to start doing is begin to make him, desensitize him towards having a halter on him, being held, being touched and pulled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him go. He's sort of trying to move away. Well, said he was. And to begin with, we will head over towards him. So have the halter at the ready. This bit goes over his nose and this part behind his ears. First of all, he's been getting used to me touching his chin, holding his head. So all been well, he'll accept me touching it. Good boy. So he's a little bit of resistance. Still a bit of pull, but it wasn't. If he really wanted away, he would run. He'd pull away properly. Up the nose band, over his nose. Reach round, still holding his chin, just try and keep his sort of close to me, and then just buckle it up. Boy. And we encourage him and we remain calm and relaxed the whole time. If we're starting to get fretful and we start to panic and get worried, he's going to feel that. So we remain calm and relaxed as well. So there's the halter on. Good boy. Yeah. Now we have the head collar on him. He is aware of it. You can see his ears are sort of monitoring, but as time has gone on, since coming from the paddock to here, he is already accepting it. And that's what we want. We want him to be desensitized and to accept it. So I just have him on a loose rope. I've not put any force or pressure on him. He can stand, he can sort of relax. If he wants to move, he can move to a certain point. I'm not going to let him wander off because I don't want him to learn that he wants to go somewhere, I have to follow. I want him to sort of go, well, there's no point in moving, I'm better just to stand. If Robert wants me to stand, I'm better doing that. So I'll go to him. Go behind his shoulder, or just to his shoulder, so we're behind his eye line basically. Whoa, good boy. As soon as you can, you start using the commands you intend to use. I would like him to drive, so eventually I do want him to learn these commands, so I will start with, say, walk on, whoa when I want him to stop, steady if I want him to slow down. So we'll just try walking. So I'm going to release the rope a bit, I'm going to say the command, and I'm going to sort of, if he needs encouragement, I'll give it a tug or a slight pull of the rope, but for the most part I'm going to let him just feel that he needs to move. Walk on. Good boy. Steady. And if I want to turn him, I just use my body to turn him. That's it. Walk on. So he's resisting. Steady. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. Walk on. Walk on. So he's now just resisting me. I want him just to relax. He's pulling away from me, so you just give him a little stroke, a little bit of encouragement. Let him know he doesn't need to run, he doesn't need to be frightened. Okay, ready to go again. Walk on. Good boy. Now, walk on. Good boy. Now come on, walk on. Walk on. Good boy, walk on. That's it, walk on. Good boy. Then use my body to turn him. Good, walk on. Walk on. Come on. Walk on. You can swing the rope behind you. It's a light tap. Good boy, walk on. We're not going to beat him, we don't want him to fear this. When driving, it is very important to have your donkey to reverse, and we will do that again from a young age. Using my body, I'm putting a physical barrier in front of him. I also hold on to his head collar to try and stop him turning, and I just walk towards him and I say, back, back, putting a little bit of pressure in the nose, back, and I try to tilt the head to try and square him up because they can go a bit wonky. So Sonny's done really well. We've done a couple of front feet. He's starting to get a bit more relaxed, and we will try and up it, and we'll try and do his back feet. So initially with the front foot, and just go all the way down and up, bend your knee, up, up, good boy, and put it down before he gets upset. Perfect. We're going to do his back feet. I do them in stages. Where his hock is, I will likely lift there first and basically lift it at the joint. Then I'll work down to the pastern, so his shin basically, and if he's still comfortable, we'll work down to the hoof. I might only get the hock done today, he might not respond to it, he might not even let me do it at all, but it's all about patience. If you give them time, they'll give you time. And just try it. So stroke along his back, down his tail, and know what you're going to do, where you're being, and then just work down and up and down. Good boy. And that was perfect. So he's a little bit uncomfortable, he moved about, fidgeted afterwards, but he didn't lash out. So we might try it again. Good boy. Just hold the rope, good boy. Up and down, good boy. I think that'll do him for today. He's just a bit too fidgety, but I'm really pleased with that. And then the next day we might go on down to the pastern, try that until eventually, and as you get more confident, I'll have somebody else hold him, and I'll go down to the back foot and I'll lift it all completely, and we'll begin brushing out. Well done, Sonny. Okay, and whoa, relax. Good boy. No, you did very well. So we've been asked by Granny to cut down one of the dead trees. Fortunately, it's not as big as the one behind me. It is going to be a bit of a session trying to get in underneath it. So we see how we get on. At the moment, we're struggling to find a way into the tree. This is our tree here. It's not overly big, and it's not overly chunky either, which is great. There's lots of little branches off the sides. So first of all, we'll need to use the saw, try and cut those off, and then get our way to the main trunk. Although I see the trunk sort of split into 4 minor parts. Oh well. So currently what we're doing is we're going to be trimming off the side branches, just to make it a bit easier to cut down. Try not to hit me in the face, please, Rob. So as we can see, Robert is getting a good portion of the branches off here.
So we finally got two of the trunks off. I'm just going to set them by the garden because we're going to throw it over this hedge, and then we're going to put it onto our trailer and bring it up home. As you can see, they're fairly large, long, quite thin, narrow branches, but they're quite long. Quite awkward, so they were, because they really weren't budging. But we've got them out now. Jeepers, Robert, you really did botch that, didn't you? I mean, I could have done some dendrochronology on this. And
What's that?
it's the study of telling sort of how old a tree is and about the climate and the growth of the tree. You see where like the wee rings are now, you can't really see them.
It's lovely for those big American redwoods that are centuries year old. A conifer in my grandmother's garden I don't think is quite as interesting.
Well, I could have told you about the year it had. Might have had a wet year. Might have been a
Did you
dry
have a wet year, love?
So, I would have been doing my GCSEs as of current, and but now that I'm not, I'm occupying my free time by learning the classics, aka ancient Greek history and Roman history, and I was learning a bit of ancient Greek. The Greek word for tree is actually dendro, and it's where you get words like dendrophile or dendrophilia, which means a love of trees, or dendrophobia, which is a fear of trees, as well as the study.
I think trees fear me.
As well as dendrochronology, which is the study of how old a tree is when you look at the rings of a tree, which Robert has not let me see.
We'll cut one in half whenever you're ready.
They're not very visible. And I looked up recently that the first axe was made in 6000 BC in the Mesolithic period.
3,000 years before the donkey was domesticated.
And they were made from antler actually, and they were used for cutting down trees like we're doing now, which I thought was very interesting. So this is the end product of that tree. So we're now taking away all the dead branches and the trunks, and we're taking them away in the trailer, take them home. There's not much use for them, so we're just going to gift them to the donkeys and they can play, do what they like with it, and we'll let you know.
This here is Mumford. He is 9 months old, same age as Sonny. He is due to be weaned now. So he's been living with his mother, Fudge, and the rest of the herd since he's about 4 or 5 months old. And he has learned how to integrate with the herd, he's learned how to socialise properly. And he's sort of at the same stage as Sonny is regarding halter training. He's not the best at walking, but he's not as frightened by it, he just doesn't want to. So he's now ready to be weaned. Fudge has pretty much already weaned him. Weaning means to sort of remove him from suckling the udder, remove him from his mum and to stop him being so codependent on her. Make him more independent. He already is eating grass, he's eating well, he's putting on good condition, and honestly, I've had him out doing his feet and I've had Fudge away doing his feet, and he's never been that bothered. They're not really clingy, so I don't think it'll be a overly traumatic experience for him at all. And I'm going to put him on with Sonny. He'll probably be that distracted about introducing himself to Sonny that he might not even be bothered at all. So we're just going to record it, see how he gets on.
Go.
After a not too arduous journey, we are here. This paddock is small enough that they'll have to meet each other, but not too small that they can't get away from each other if they did have a fight. But I don't expect there to be too much of a problem here. They're both very sweet-natured wee donkeys. Right, wee man, get your head collar up. Oh. So we've spotted each other.
More interesting.
Mumford is quite used to a herd situation, so he's not ever been overly worried. As you can see, Sonny is obviously more interested because he hasn't been in the same paddock with donkeys for a while. If you can see their mouths, they are doing like a champing sort of motion. Foals would do this whenever they meet new adult donkeys, and this is how they tell each other, I'm not a threat, I'm not a threat, please don't hurt me. So they're also smelling each other's breath. Mumford is just asserting a little bit of dominance, he's not fussed on the tension. good to actually see them. They actually are very similar in size. We were sort of having a debate who was bigger. Sonny, I think, is chunkier, but then his fur could also play a part in that. See, Mumford is also, because he has had more time socialising in larger groups, he has seen donkeys play with each other and assert dominance. He's also done it himself when he's playing, where Sonny hasn't had quite the same upbringing. This also should help distract Mumford from being separated from his mum. It's something else to concentrate on. That's actually Mumford's father over there. That's Rummy. Although you see Sonny kicking there, he's not putting real force into it. It's more of a display than anything else. If the getting to know each other was to turn nasty and there was fear of somebody seriously getting hurt, of course we would separate them. But at the moment, yes, Mumford's chasing him, but he's not relentless. So it's coming into the evening now, and the two boys have settled. They are eating together, they're walking about together. There's still the odd sort of like mimic of a bite at each other, but they're not doing each other any harm. And Mumford has been calling out a couple of times, obviously for his mummy and the rest of the herd, but he's not overly stressed. As you can see, he's quite relaxed there. Yeah, you enjoying your friend, Sonny? Good.
This evening we are going to plant a couple more herbs, basil and rosemary, in our herb pallet. This was made out of an old pallet with a piece of timber nailed or screwed underneath and then filled with farmyard manure and compost. It actually works really well. It keeps them near the house. The timber actually keeps them quite warm from drying out, and when they all start growing, which this has been in for, shall we say, 6 weeks now, they're starting to fill out nicely. The mint I actually grew from a wee slip of mint that size, and it's come on like that since the beginning of March. That is parsley, that is flat leaf parsley, mint, basil and rosemary, and then we have sage there, and the only thing I'm looking for is chives. And then we'll have a full section that we can use in cooking in the house. And it's actually very easy to plant them in it. In here, as I said, is farmyard manure and compost. You make a small hole, width of pot, put the compost round it and firm well in, because when you water you don't want them being watered out. And add a little more compost, just keep it nice, and then that is the basil planted, and now we will do the rosemary. And oh, but isn't rosemary delicious with a bit of nice lamb on a Sunday? There's nothing like rosemary, garlic and lamb on a Sunday for lunch. At least in this house anyway, because my boys go mad for it. And once again, in little compost and round. Now, I had forgotten to say to you, before I planted them, I actually soaked them really well in water to make sure that the roots were soaked. And then now, all we have to do is a little drop of water and that will bed them in. So it is. And because of the heat at this time of year, I seem to be watering in some cases twice a day, particularly the hanging baskets. Again, we shouldn't complain. We've had amazing weather. Much as I would love a little rain in the evenings, there's, you know, it would be nice, but it has been an amazing time and we can't complain about it. There's many people haven't enjoyed the same experiences I have with the beautiful weather, being able to sit out here with a glass of wine or a cup of tea in the mornings and just generally enjoy God's creation. The donkeys, beautiful fields, listening to the birds.
Thank you for joining us this week on Through the Farmgate. Next week we may be collecting elderflowers. My mum's going to show you how she makes elderflower cordial. We are also due to have some chicks this week, so you'll get to see all that next week. And if you remember, we shared Holmes and Watson on a few episodes ago, and you're going to get to see how we process the wool to be used. Like and share, and also comment. Tell us what you thought. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Would you like to see more of the sheep? Would you like to see more of the goats, etc.? But thank you for watching. Thank you for support. Stay safe and bye-bye.